On March 11, 2011, a tsunami resulting from a 9.1 magnitude earthquake would end up inflicting the worst single loss of life in Japan since a nuclear bomb was dropped on the city of Hiroshima in 1945. This unprecedented catastrophe created two types of ghosts. Ghosts that would haunt the land of the rising sun to this day, the spirits of those lost in the tsunami, and the invisible specter of atomic radiation from the second worst nuclear disaster in history. This is the true story of the hauntings of Fukushima. It is impossible to convey in words just how much was lost when the tsunami hit Japan. The raw, uncaring power of the water took everything. Cars, homes, sidewalks, hospitals, banks, scrapbooks, pets, holiday plans, mothers and their daughters, fathers and their sons, the entire infrastructure of a society. But for everything that was taken, something remained. According to foreign correspondent and writer Richard Lloyd Perry, who had been living in Japan for the last 18 years, shortly after the disaster, survivors of the tsunami started seeing ghosts. And a lot of them. Spirits were allegedly wandering deserted beaches and standing slumped in waterlogged jackets on street corners. A woman, who undoubtedly died thrashing and alone in turbulent waters, would occasionally join her surviving friends for tea. When the spirit left, they said, the pillow she was sitting on was drenched with seawater. Many survivors had stories like these. It almost seemed like an epidemic, Richard Perry reported. After 2011, ghost stories in Japan's hardest-hit cities became commonplace. The tsunami, in a very real way, was haunting them.
When night falls and the light has vanished, there are ghosts wandering around this area. Unfortunately, I am able to see them.
It doesn't really matter whether or not you think ghosts are real or whether spirits exist. They were and are real enough to the survivors. When faced with death and destruction beyond your ability to describe, it's understandable, maybe even inevitable, that grief and trauma express themselves in ways that you simply cannot explain logically. Japan now had a ghost problem. There were so many reports, in fact, that academics started writing journal articles about the phenomenon. Priests and monks were being called upon to exorcise spirits and cleanse those apparently possessed by them. It is not uncommon, says Dr. Charles R. Figley of the School of Social Work at Tulane University, for fellow survivors to have common reactions, be they sounds, smells, or paranormal sightings. Ghosts, he says, are more tolerable than the void created by death. Writer Richard Perry also reported on one survivor in the Japanese city of Kurihara. The man now hates the rain because he sees the faces of those that died in the puddles.